So one of the features of the OPX is there's 2 optional digital cards available for it. Let's talk about the first one, which is the latest edition, which is the USB ADAT card.
Yeah, so the USB ADAT card, when this is installed, it provides a digital interface for all of the preamp outputs and then a stereo monitor return as well. And this is provided over 2 formats, that's USB or ADAT. And that gives you 2 possible modes of operation as well. It could be a USB hub or it can be an ADAT audio expander as well.
And what kind of connectivity do we have on the card?
So the rear connections, we have a USB output for connecting the OPX directly to your computer. We have optical outputs, 2 of those for the preamp outs, and then an optical input for the digital monitor return as well. We also have a word clock output as well via BNC, and we have a headroom selector at the back that accommodates any digital standard.
So the USB, it'll work as I imagine it to. It'll go into my MacBook, for example, and the audio will record into my DAW as normal. Same with like an audio interface.
Yeah, exactly. The OPX becomes the audio interface. You have digital outputs from all of your preamps. So all 8 of these will just be recorded directly into your DAW. And then you have a stereo monitor return, which comes into the DMON path in here, which can be used for monitoring either via headphones or via loudspeakers.
And if I was overdubbing, I can use the latency-free mode.
Yeah, exactly. You could have the digital monitor path, the DMON path on your monitor here. And then I could press this and let's say I want to send in these 2 preamps, 7 and 8, into the monitor path latency-free before it goes to the DAW. I could do that, or any combination, you can monitor latency-free.
What extra capabilities does this have when you use it via USB?
With the USB ADAT card, you actually have a host of digital inputs and outputs via USB and ADAT as well. So effectively, this is a 16-in, 10-out audio interface. You can expand the 1073 OPX via USB by adding more preamps via ADAT.
What if I already have an audio interface? Can I expand using the ADAT feature on this to add more preamps to that existing audio interface?
Yes, you can. Because there are 2 modes to the functionality of the OPX with the USB ADAT card, you can use this as an expander to enhance your existing audio interface. If you had something like an Apollo Twin and you wanted to add 8 1073 preamps to that, you can simply connect the OPX via the optical connection into your Apollo Twin, and you have a whole host of extra inputs going into your system.
So it's really easy to add an extra 8 1073 preamps to my existing setup. Now, most interfaces, or a lot of them, have an ADAT in and out. Is that going to be an issue with this?
So we have multiple ports to suit almost any audio interface setup. We have 2 optical outputs that can accommodate larger sample rates, so you can get all 8 preamps at 96K. And we also have the optical input coming back in, so you can access the digital monitor path. So that could be ideal for creating a secondary mix or perform a headphone mix, for example.
And am I going to run into any clocking issues when using it like this?
You can configure the OPX either to be the primary clock in your system, or it can take its clock information from the ADAT input as well. So any clocking system can be configured with this. We'd also have the word clock output as well. So if you're using this in hub mode, then you can synchronize any of your external gear via word clock to the OPX.
So we've got this example configuration now. We're using the 8080M plugged in via USB. Can you just talk me through how the expansion's working?
So the 88M is connected via USB to the Mac, and that's my main audio interface. And we're using the 1073 OPX in ADAT standalone mode. So we have connected the ADAT input and output to the 88M, and we're effectively now getting an extra 8 1073 preamps all coming through this USB connection.
So we've got the 2 8080R preamps that come with the 88M, and we've got the 8 1073 preamps now as well.
Yeah, this is a powerful little system. You've basically got the 2 88R pre's on the 88M, and then you now have 8 extra 1073 preamps all coming through the 88M's USB connection. In addition, you've got an extra monitor output here that you could use for an extra loudspeaker set, or it could be for a headphone mix for a performer, for example.
So this is a real perfect solution, and not only for smaller home studios, it's perfect for taking it on the road with you or for live setups and things like that.
Yeah, this is an ideal solution for anyone looking to get a combination of high quality Neve preamps through a single USB connection.
So now we've moved on to a different configuration, And this looks really powerful. We've got 16 channels of 1073 mic pre setup.
By combining the two different modes of the 1073 OPX USB ADAT card, we can actually connect two of them together. So we have one of them that is our USB audio interface, and the second one that is connected into that first one via ADAT. So we now have 16 preamps and 2 stereo monitor returns, all happening through USB into my computer.
So I can see this being the perfect mobile recording rig.
Yeah, and not just mobile recording, this could be the ideal primary system for most small studios. With these two connected in this way, you've got 16 1073s and 2 monitor returns all through a single USB connection.